And start.
You wanted to start the video while eating?
Yeah. Dad, just talk about something.
Right. We've been busy this summer, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to do a lot more videos, but we haven't been doing as many as we wanted. Okay, but what did we talk about last time? Or do you want to talk about what we have been doing instead?
We're doing division.
I want to get into division. I don't know if we really hit the decimals as much as I wanted to. Guys, I know you were really struggling with that, and I wanted to go over some of the things I think you were struggling with. So we talked about in between numbers, right? Okay. We talked about like one of the big easiest ways to look at in between numbers. If you're going from point A to point B, right? And you don't make it all the way from A to B. You have a continuous spectrum. And so what do we do?
What? Cut it?
We break it up. We break it up into pieces. And when we break it up into pieces, we have to make sure each piece is the same size. So let's say in going from point A to point B, we're actually driving. And it's a super long trip. Usually we take this time of year to go up to Washington, huh?
Yeah.
But this year we're not going to Washington.
No.
It's sad. You don't get to see the Oak Harbor 4th of July parade, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm trying to add details on this really bad car. But let's say I'm driving, and I drive through most of the night, and I get about halfway. Boom. And so this is me driving. I get halfway. And sometimes when we'd go together, your mom would then pick up, and maybe she wants to break this up into thirds. So she breaks the second half up into thirds. And she drives 2/3 of two of those thirds there. And then I drive what's left. Well, the problem is this is thirds of half. Oh! So how do we look at who drove what? And this is where fraction math can get difficult, huh? Because this is 2/3 of 1/2 of is often a word that tells us multiplication. Have you learned how to multiply fractions yet?
No.
No.
I'm going to learn it next year in 4th grade.
You are. But generally, when you add, you have to have the same number on both parts. When you multiply, you actually get to go both just straight across. So that's going to be 2/6. So this would be here that, when we'd go together, your mom would often drive 2/6 of the trip. But then I'd have this 1/2 that...
I've never seen Mom drive our car.
You've never seen her drive?
Our car. To Washington.
You might not remember it. Anyway, but then if this is 2/6, how much is the rest? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, if this whole thing here is 1, and this is 2 of those 6, how many of the 6ths are left?
Whole?
Yeah, how many 6ths are in a whole?
6?
There are 6 6ths in a whole, and this is 2 of those 6, so how many 6ths are left? So this is, we actually talked about this.
4 6?
That's right, 6 6 minus 2/6. Because here, this is just telling us the size, and these are the number of pieces. If there are 6 pieces in all out of 6 pieces, and we take 2 of them out, then you are left with 4/6. And you can change that to thirds, and that's like 2/3 of the trip. Yeah. But anyway, that's weird fraction math. And fraction math can be difficult. But I want to get into decimals because a lot of this requires a lot of multiplication and division. Okay. And we haven't gone all the way through multiplication and division because I wanted to get into why fractions are like division. But I want to get into decimals first. So the whole point on this was that we needed to break up our in-between areas. And we had to make sure that we broke them up into the same size pieces. The difficulties with fractions is you might have, William, you might have that weird math that we were just looking at, or you might have weird things where you have whole numbers. So what if I have 3 3/4? Then I have to worry about, I've got both a fraction and a whole number, and how do I deal with that? And decimals are a lot easier to deal with that way.
Okay.
But there's a conceptual part of it that you're having difficulty with. Okay, so we're talking about how many pieces we broke it up to. Like here, how many pieces is, if we had this was all the way to 3, and then we broke it up from 3 to 4, how many pieces did we break that up into?
3 3/4.
So we got all the way to 3, and then between 3 and 4, we broke it up into 4 even pieces. So we cut that in half, and we cut those halves in half, and that gives us 4 even segments. And we had 3 of those, and so we got 3 3/4, right? Now, if we are going with decimals, we'll get back to how do we change this into decimals,
Okay.
right? But first of all, let's look at if our numbers here, we have this 0.000. When we come to this point here, how many pieces have we broken it up into?
3.
No, right here. Remember, this is going back to the abacus. And we lost our tag here. William, you're squeaking too much, please.
I know
Don't
this is the
squeak.
ones because I'm too smart.
Well, but we had this here. Let's pretend from here up. This is the ones. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So
and millions.
now, if we then broke we took, how many pieces did we need of this to get a 1? How many pieces is that?
11.
Well, we went 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 piece, 5 piece, 6 piece, 7 piece, 8 piece, 9 piece, 10 pieces gave us 1. So how many pieces have we broken up by? Right?
2.
So this space right here is how many pieces have we broken up into?
2.
No. How many pieces would we need to get 1? How many of these pieces do we need?
10.
We need a 10. So what is this position called?
Hundreds.
This is the 10th position. Because you need 10 of these pieces to get a whole 1. So this is 10th position.
Okay.
Now, let's not look at this position. What if we go another one? Remember, this is
Hundreds.
hundredths, because we need 100 of these pieces to get a whole 1. So then, what is this position?
Thousands.
Thousands. That's right, because we need 1,000 of these pieces to get a 1.
Okay.
I know, that's the
Yes.
mirror that you got from Grammy's storage unit, huh?
Yes.
You were showing that off and
Reflect. No, I'm trying to reflect the tablet.
trying to show the tablet in the tablet.
Yes.
I asked you if you want to be part of these, and then you're like, no. And then as soon as I get going, you're like, let me interrupt this.
I'll think of a
Okay. So, this is where I think you're having a lot of difficulty. So, let's say you have a number, and it looks like this, 0.3. What is that telling us?
Tenths.
We've broken it up into 10 pieces, and
So
how...
0.30.
Yeah, we've broken it up into... Wait, Edward.
Okay.
You've broken it up into 10 pieces, and you have 3 of those pieces. So this is how many whats? This is 3 tenths. Or 0.3 or 0 and 3 tenths. Now, what if, Edward, what if instead I have that? What is this?
0.350.
0.35. What is that? How many pieces have I broken it up into?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. So what is this? This is what? How many hundreds?
500s.
No, it's not 500ths. How many? What do I have here? Look what I have. I have 3 5. So this is what? 35 hundredths. Now, that was an interesting thing. What would be 5 hundredths? What would I have to have right here to have 500ths?
A zero!
A 0. That's right, because I don't have any tenths that way. I just have 500ths. Good.
Yeah!
What if I put this here now? What if I put a 7 here? What is this? First of all, when I go all the way out to here, how many pieces have I broken it up into?
1,000!
1,000. And how many of those thousandths pieces do I have? How many of those thousandths pieces do I have? So what is this number? So it's 57 thousandths.
57 thousandths!
Again, okay. But I want this to be a learning thing, not just like a fun, like I play get weird. You're not in the video, you're just trying to know.
Is
Okay,
fun.
so now I want you to think about that. How would you write 57 thousandths as a fraction? Can you write that as a fraction? That's a good thought, but what is the top number and what's the bottom number?
Switcheroo.
Why do we switch it? $57 what? Thousandths. That's right, because top is how many pieces we have. We have 57, and because we went all the way out here, we cut it up into 1,000 pieces. 57 thousandths. Are there things that we cut up into thousands of pieces? Yes. What might we, if we're to talk about miles and we're measuring the number of miles in feet, we could be talking about thousandths of a mile. Now, we had another one. We said we were looking at the number 3 3/4. Now, how do we change that to a fraction or to a decimal? Oh, all right. Well, let's think about this. This is where you start needing multiplication and division. We'll get there. We need this to be. Can we change the 4 to tenths?
I don't know.
Is there anything that you can multiply 4 by to get 10?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Is there anything you multiply 4 by to get 100?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you multiply 4 by to get 100? 4 of what makes $1?
4 quarters?
4 quarters makes $1. Good. And what is a quarter worth?
25 cents.
So what's 3 quarters?
75%.
That's right. Percent means out of 100, doesn't it? So 3 3/4 is 3 75 hundredths. Or 3.75. Okay. There's a quicker way, an easier way to do this, and you started doing long division. Okay, Edward, watch this.
Yeah.
And so we haven't gone over how to use an abacus and do long division. We'll go into this next time, but I want to show you something. We have 3 divided into 4 pieces. We're going to put 0, 0. Now, if there's nothing to multiply 4 by to get 3, so we say 0. But what can we multiply 4 by to get 30 or get close to 30?
4.
What gets 4 times what's close to 30?
28.
28, which is what times 4 gets you 28?
7.
7. Okay, but you said 4 times 7 is 28. Okay, so we had to go tenths here because that's the column we're in. 30 minus 28 is what's 30 minus 28?
30.
How far apart are 28 and 30?
2.
2. Then we have to bring that. We still have a remainder, so we bring down this hundredths position. What times 4 gets us 20?
18.
18 times 4 gets you 20? No.
6.
6 times 4 is 24.
5.
5. And look at this. That's another way of converting a fraction into A decimal, you just do the division because fractions are division. And you just have to be. This is where we'll have to work on. You had problems with understanding when to carry down, and you want to be done. So I guess say goodbye.
Cut.